Hey, we could give them a bunch of those bows and arrows with like soft tips and suction cup darts and stuff, and see if they can, shoot birds out of that as they come in. Wouldn't kill anything, but they.
All right, what y'all get was the GCF on number 1.
Number 1.
X. There you go. Blake, you got your bell ringers, dear? Come on. Come on. All right, so if I take out an X, I got 12X to the what power? And then minus 18X to the, and then minus 3X.
That's it? Just kidding.
Plus
X.
You took out the X. What's left?
So there's a 1 there.
There's a 1 there. There you go.
I thought you put it for 2 and 2.
We do, but we had to take out what they have in common first. You always look for the GCF first.
Yeah, but I thought you went vote and then vote.
Now we do. Once we got the GCF out. Alright, so let's see. Look at these two. Let's see. What do the first two have in common? 12x to the 4th and 18x. What do they have in common?
They both, they have a...
6x to what power?
6x.
Squared. Yep. So 12 divided by 6 is 2. You had 4 x's. You took 2 of them out, which leaves you 2 left. And then minus 18 divided by 6 is 3. And you took out your x's.
So if we stopped at that first step...
I think the first step is where we need to stop because I don't think this is going to factor.
Yeah,
And then minus... The only thing these have in common is 1. Yeah, that's going to be 3x minus 1. They don't match up. So this we'll just leave it like this. That's the only thing we can do. Because since these two don't match up, we can't factor this, so we're not going to do that. Are y'all okay? Alright, look at number 2. So before we do anything, you always have to check for a GCF. Do all 4 of them have a GCF? No. Then that's why we go ahead and do this.
Okay. So is the first group is we pull out a 5?
No, don't pull out a 5. Pull out a 4, and it gives you a 5 with a 20. What else? They got an X in common? So that leaves you with just an X plus 5. And then you take out this sign right here. So minus 3 and 15. What goes into all them? 3, bless you. And then, bless you, what letter do they have in common? Y. Alright, so let's see. That means I have an X. Now be careful here. This is negative 15 divided by negative 3. That's a positive 5. See how they match up? Alright, so that's X plus 5 and 4X minus 3Y. There you go. Bless you. Y'all okay? You're going to have to know how to factor, guys. It's coming. It's coming. Alright, how many terms you got? 3. Do they have anything in common? No. So we're going to factors of the back number. Let's see. 1 and 64. 2 and 32. 3 won't go. 4 and 16. 5 won't go. 6 and 8 and 8. Alright, which one adds or subtracts to be negative 16?
8 and 8.
How?
Because 8 plus negative 8 minus 8 is negative.
2 negatives. There you go. Alright, so this is t minus 16. T minus 8 and t minus 8. How else could I write that? Because that's true, but when you have 2 of the same things, how can I write that? T minus 8 squared. There you go. That's how else you can write it. Very good. Bless you. Y'all okay? Yes. You see how the square right there is on the other side of the parentheses? If not, you're telling me the 8 squared, which is 64, which is something completely different. Alright, let's look at number 4. So last month, Lucy had total expenditures of $900. Who is that? Hey. You need one of them? Alexis. And Alyssa. What do we got? So we got a pie chart that breaks down the expenditures by category. So the category in which Lucy's expenditures were greatest, so looking for the biggest one, is what percentage of her total expenditures to the nearest 1%. Okay, so you ever seen, like, if you own your own business, like my husband owns his own business, right? And we have these programs and stuff that'll look at our expenses, and they'll make them in pie charts for you, and then they'll make them in, like, percentages for you and stuff. But let's figure out how to do this by hand. So,
You mean like for extra stuff?
Yeah.
What?
like your supplies, and then like your payroll that you paid your people, and then like gas that you spent going to a business meeting or something like that. It'll tell you all your expenses.
Can I go to the restroom?
Or yes. All right. So how much does all of this add up together? Add up all of these. What is 254 plus 120 plus 182 plus 125 plus 219? How much is that?
I don't know.
Use your calculator. You all got them.
Let's check.
900, right? Which they gave us right here.
That's how much money?
So what's the biggest one? Which one's the biggest amount?
The clothes.
Clothes. So when y'all start working, which some of you probably already have, if you have to have certain kind of clothes for your job, then you can, when you do your taxes, like if you have a job, you had to do taxes, you can put those clothes, that expense, on your taxes. So like if you, like again, my husband owns his own business. He's got to have a certain kind of shoe or a certain kind of pants when he goes to work. So he has to put he can put that on your taxes. So does that make sense to y'all? Do you have jobs where you have uniforms and stuff? I know a couple of y'all have uniforms. So when you do your taxes, tell your mom, your dad, whoever does your taxes, to keep your receipt. And by the way, take a picture of it because the ink will disappear after a while. By the way, if you don't know that. So anyway, all right. So how much is this? What's 254 divided by 900? Use your calculator. 2.8.
It's 0.28.
0.28. Okay, so which one is that as a percent? Remember, percent, you move the decimal? Two places?
So it is 28%.
28%. There you go. Hopefully, I just taught you a life lesson about some taxes and stuff right there.
Let's take a picture of yours.
No joke, it will. Like it didn't used to, but now they have the ink that it'll go away after about 6 months or so. So,
So they do it on purpose. Yeah, that's the main.
well, I think it's probably cheaper for their ink that way. But if you have a job where you have to have your uniform and stuff, keep your receipt, take a picture of it, and you can write it off on your taxes.
All
right.
If you get one of those receipt rolls and you take out the middle part,
Yeah.
like with your finger and then rip it, it just goes forever.
Yeah.
And so we did like 2 last item.
All right, so your homework last night was 6 and 7, so I'm going to come around and check that real quick. And then we'll go from there.